Well, it's certainly something that U.S. allies did not want to happen. And we're getting this information about the trade tariffs similarly to the way we find out about a lot of President Donald Trump's foreign policy. Will it happen? Won't it happen? We get down to the wire and we finally find out what the situation is. Of course, the U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross announcing just a short time ago that these trade tariffs will go into effect. Ross saying that while significant progress has been made when it comes to negotiation with allies like the European Union, he said there wasn't enough to keep those exemptions in place. So starting at midnight tonight, as you mentioned, they will go into effect. He does say that an arrangement has been made for Argentina, for Australia and Brazil to have non-tariff limits on their steel and aluminum exports to the United States. And, you know, a lot of this trade issue between the United States and the European Union has been about the U.S.'s desire to win concessions on certain things, to negotiate certain things, like how to move forward with the Iran nuclear deal, which is something that the United States backed out of not too long ago. The United States wanting its European allies to behave a certain way, European allies not quite comfortable with that. But you're right, you know, all of this stems back to March. That's when President Donald Trump announced that these tariffs would go into effect, but granted those exemptions to certain European nations. He did all this because he cited national security interests, but he did grant those exemptions up until this point. The national security issue is he is concerned that the steel industry here in the United States is dying. He wants to revive it, and he says that these European allies get too much, that the United States doesn't get the fair deal that he wants it to. So we already know, though, that some of these European allies have said that they will retaliate if this happens. It's happening, and that means that the United States could be looking at its own tariffs imposed by Europe on certain things like orange juice, peanut butter, other goods. But all of this, Aicha, is certainly sparking a fear over a global trade war, and that's certainly a significant development, a significant concern for the United States, for European allies, and of course the world.